Hello everyone, Weather Jamaica here. Welcome to this updated video on the weather across Jamaica and the rest of the Caribbean. It is Monday evening, October 2, 2023. Now before we jump into it, please ensure that you guys like the video, share it, subscribe and tap notification bell so that you'll be notified every time I post a brand new video. Feel free to leave a comment down in the comment section letting me know what that's been like in your year recently. Also, feel free to ask any other related question that you might have about the future of the weather in your specific era. I respond to all comments and I really live for this stuff. Alright, so let's just take a look at the US National Hurricane Center's 7-day graphical tropical weather outlook. We can see that the only entity that we have right now is Tropical Storm Philippe, that's situated right there across portions of the Leeward Islands. At 6 p.m. Atlantic Standard Time today, Tropical Storm Philippe actually made landfall on the island of Barbuda in the Leeward Islands right there. So that's where the center of circulation actually comes on land. So that definitely happened across that area. And it made landfall as a 50-mile-per-hour tropical storm. And it is still moving towards the northwest at a very slow clip at 7 miles per hour. So definitely lots of flash flooding taking place across those Leeward Islands. Even sections of Guadeloupe, Dominica, St. Vincent, St. Lucia, Barbados, Grenada have been getting in on some amount of rainfall. Taking a look at the surface map of the Atlantic for this evening, we can see that we still have that stalled out cold front situated across portions of the Bahamas and the southern portions of Florida. We have Tropical Storm Philippe right there as indicated by that purple symbol. And we can see that we have a tropical wave to the east of Philippe and a tropical wave that just exited the coast of Africa. Taking a look at the visible satellite images of the Atlantic before the sun went down, we can see the line of clouds right there across the northern portions or the southwestern Atlantic, situated across portions of the Bahamas, Florida, bring some amount of overcast sky showers and thunderstorms to those areas. We can see Tropical Storm Philippe's center of circulation spinning away, with the deep convection associated with Philippe being sheared off towards the south and east right there. Lots of heavy weather off to its south and east, affecting portions of the Windward Islands, Guadeloupe, Dominica, sections of Martinique, St. Lucia getting in on that very heavy weather, if not overcast skies. We can also see those tropical waves that we just mentioned, the tropical wave across the central portion of the main development region, and the tropical wave that just exited the coast of Africa. We'll be talking more about the weather across the Caribbean later on. Let's focus our attention on the prediction that was made in yesterday's video about the weather across Jamaica for today, Monday. It was stated that we would have received some amount of afternoon rainfall across sections of some eastern, central, and western parishes in Jamaica during Monday afternoon. We know eastern parishes, we're talking about those parishes in the county of Surrey. Central parishes, we're talking about those parishes in the county of Middlesex. And western parishes, we're talking about those parishes in the county of Cornwall. And what ended up happening? A post was made on our Twitter page. If you're not following our Twitter page yet, you can also follow our Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok page. We're on those sites, we're on those apps. Just search for Weather Jamaica. So a post was made at 3:06 p.m. on Monday highlighting the visible satellite images showing clouds bringing overcast skies and some isolated thunderstorms across those very areas, eastern, central, and western parishes. We see that across sections of St. Thomas, Portland, sections of northern St. Catherine, northern Clarendon, sections of Manchester, St. Elizabeth, Trelawney, St. Anne, even sections of southern St. Mary. Then another post was made on our Twitter page, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok pages at 5:05 p.m. highlighting the infrared satellite images showing the high cold cloud tops, the blues, the greens, the yellows, the oranges, the reds associated with those cumulonimbus clouds, not to mention those sparkling white dots that are indicative of some amount of lightning flashes, if not lightning strikes. And we saw those mainly across sections of some southern parishes during the afternoon to late evening hours right there. Definitely across sections of St. Elizabeth, Manchester, Clarendon, St. Catherine, sections of Kingston, St. Andrew, definitely got in on some of that in the later hours. And we even posted something from our partner on YouTube, that's See Jamaica's YouTube channel. If you don't know by now, we have a partnership with that YouTube channel. That channel actually shows live streams of the corporate area, Kingston, halfway through the Kingston Harbor Crossroads. And we saw that a post was made at 5:28 p.m. highlighting the live stream in a crossroad showing a heavy downpour taking place. Right there we can see the blinding rain, people with their windshield wipers on, people walking around with umbrella. Definitely gotten some amount of heavy afternoon rainfall. We even had some clips being sent in to our pages showing the flooding taking place in those areas. Even Latoya confirming the rainfall with what she got in her southern section of St. Elizabeth. Right there she sent in a nice video showing the rainfall. And we even had some more confirmation from Simone. Update Marcus Garvey Drive, more than likely that's what she's stating. Pouring rain. AI or Al stating heavy rain in New Kingston. Punjabi, the downpour was lovely in Maypen. Jerome, the downpour is here now in Kingston. Hale Spanish Town says thanks for the rain. Even on our Instagram page we have the confirmation of the rainfall. Andrea stating Spanish Town under heavy rainfall, lots of lightning and thunder. Brown Ice Chin confirming the same thing, raining in Spanish Town. Alkibu Collection stating yes, raining in Kingston 11 area. Akeem Reed stating raining in Spring Village. Homewood Science Decor stating raining heavily in Halfway Tree. And we can see it even better on the live stream from the See Jamaica's YouTube channel. This was about 5:24 p.m. showing that blinding rainfall across sections of Halfway Tree. They definitely gotten on some heavy rainfall taking place. And not only Halfway Tree, even Crossroads we saw the blinding rainfall as well. Definitely gotten on some amount of heavy late afternoon rainfall right there. Alright, so let us take a look at what we actually saw took place in terms of the visible satellite images today. So we saw that we had that buildup of clouds across sections of some eastern, central, and western parishes. Look at that flow coming in from the north on the western portion of the island. Definitely an unusual flow either way. We had those cumulus clouds piling up, then we had that buildup of cumulonimbus cloud. And even at recording we still have a lot of activity taking place. Let's reload these images because we definitely saw where we had a lot of thunderstorm activity still taking place right there off to the south of St. Elizabeth, south of Manchester at recording hour right now. The time is about 7:17 p.m. and we still have a lot of thunderstorm activity taking place right there off to the southwest of Clarendon, south of Manchester, St. Elizabeth, maybe even spilling into sections of the coastal areas. And we can even see it better on the Cuban Doppler radar images as indicated by those yellows, oranges, reds that represent heavy to even severe rainfall right there. We know the greens and the blues represent some amount of light to moderate rainfall. Taking a look at the temperatures right now, we can see that we have 28 degrees Celsius in Montego Bay, 27 degrees Celsius in Kingston, and by around 3 a.m. on Tuesday, the temperatures will have dipped. 26 degrees Celsius is what is expected in Montego Bay, 26 degrees Celsius is what is expected in Kingston. Taking a look at the temperature forecast for tomorrow, we still have a lot of above normal temperatures to be experiencing. Lots of yellow to orange colors that represent even 3 degrees Celsius above normal temperatures, especially with the lack of winds taking place across the region. It's definitely going to make the area feel a bit hotter, even more humid, and then it's this that's going to contribute to the afternoon rainfall as usual. So we can see the orange colors that represent 3 degrees Celsius above normal temperatures. I know the average temperatures for the month of October is about 89 degrees Fahrenheit. 89 degrees Fahrenheit is about the equivalent of 31 degrees Celsius. So we should be receiving anywhere from 31 to 34 degrees Celsius at most. It relates to the dry air map. We still see that majority of the dry air is situated right there off the east coast of the United States and the northwestern portions of Africa as indicated by those yellows, oranges, reds. Jamaica and majority of the Caribbean should be experiencing a lot of moist air, as we can see more in the way of blues rather than yellows, oranges, and reds. As related to Sahara and dust, we can see that 2 p.m. on Tuesday has Jamaica still in the clear. Majority of the dust related to the Sahara Desert is right there across the main development region as indicated by the browns, and we hope it stays that way. Taking a look at the wave forecast for tomorrow, we do see that we have more and we have some lighter shades of blue surrounding the island. So anywhere from 0.5 of a meter to 1 meter wave heights are expected around the island. As it relates to the wind forecast, this explains the weak wave heights. The winds are not going to be coming in strong at all. Look at that flow on the Euro model coming in from the southwest on the south coast. Look at that flow coming in from the northeast on the north coast. While the GFS model is a bit different. More of a northeasterly flow, yes, coming in on the north coast, but more of a southerly flow coming in on the south coast. We shall see exactly what unfolds with that. Either way, both maps are showing that all of this air is going to be piling up across the very areas that we got it today. Eastern, central, western parishes in Jamaica, where we have those darker shades of blues. So we might see that we have more and we have afternoon convection across those spots. And with the wind shears still coming in from the south across the island for tomorrow by both the Euro and the GFS, definitely something similar to what happened today, that afternoon convection. And we can see it even better on the rainfall totals for tomorrow. We can see that by 12 o'clock tomorrow, this is 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is actually 12 p.m. Jamaica time. Look at what we see. We do see the consensus with the afternoon convection already. Look at the GFS showing some blues, even some darker shades of blues. Euro is a bit more robust, showing some greens, yellows, oranges right there. Who knows, maybe it could be some amount of severe thunderstorms taking place. Either way, we do have the consensus with that time in terms of rainfall. What about the GFS and the Euro for a couple hours later? This is about 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is about 3 p.m. Jamaica time. And we do see that we don't have much in the way for rainfall across the Euro. We do see some spotty blues across central Jamaica and eastern Jamaica. But the GFS is a bit more robust with the rainfall, with the blues across those very spots. So we'll see exactly what unfolds. Both maps from the Euro and the GFS are showing rainfall at those times. So anywhere during Tuesday afternoon. So ensure that if you're going out tomorrow, bring your umbrella. Taking a look at the accumulated precipitation forecast, we do see where we indeed have some amount of rainfall to receive all across the board from eastern, central, and western parishes in Jamaica. But as it relates to the rainfall totals, we do see where there are some amount of similarities. We do see in terms of the rainfall totals, the Euro is a bit less robust, up to 0.54 of an inch of rainfall is expected. The GFS only showing up to 0.65 of an inch. It's a bit slightly more in terms of the rainfall totals, mainly across sections of central Jamaica for the GFS, mainly across sections of eastern Jamaica for the Euro. So we'll start to see exactly how that goes. Either way, we're indeed grateful that we're going to be receiving that rainfall. We're in the month of October. We usually receive an increase in the amount of rainfall that we get during this month. So we'll take all the rainfall that we can get to put some kind of a dent in the drought that we're experiencing. Alright, so that's it for the forecast across Jamaica. Let's focus our attention on the rest of the Caribbean. So we can see where we have lots of clouds bringing some amount of thunderstorms in sections of Florida, the Bahamas. Lots of afternoon rainfall took place across sections of Haiti, Dominican Republic, Cuba, even sections of Guatemala, the Yucatan Peninsula, El Salvador, sections of Nicaragua, Honduras, Costa Rica, Panama as usual, Colombia, Venezuela, even section of Guyana got in some amount of isolated thunderstorms as well. Taking a look at the Doppler radar images of the northeastern Caribbean for today, we can see where we indeed have that heavy rainfall, especially across the Leeward Islands. So anywhere from St. Lucia northward, Martinique, Dominica, sections of Guadeloupe, sections of St. John's, Antigua definitely got some amount of thunderstorm activity. Barbuda, where we had the landfalling tropical storm Philippe. St. Kitts, not so much at this time. But we do see some amount of isolated rainfall across sections of the US and British Virgin Islands, as well as Puerto Rico. Taking a look at the Barbados radar, we do see where we have that southerly or southwesterly kind of flow trying to send all of the rainfall sucking into Tropical Storm Philippe. Definitely have a rain band right there off to the south and the west of Barbados. Maybe they might get some amount of rainfall later on tonight. We can see some rainfall coming into sections of western Trinidad as well as some isolated rainfall that took place across Tobago. We do see some amount of isolated rainfall across sections of Grenada, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, sections of St. Lucia, Martinique, Dominica, Guadeloupe, just as mentioned. Lots of flash flooding possibly taking place across the Dominica area and the Guadeloupe area as well. Taking a look at the wider wave Doppler radar images, we do see some amount of isolated rainfall taking place across sections of northern Venezuela, Honduras, Guatemala, sections of Belize, the Yucatan Peninsula, as well as that rainfall that we just saw on the satellite images across sections of Florida. Taking a look at the temperature forecast for tomorrow, we can see those orange colors that represent above normal temperatures all across the board from the eastern Caribbean to the Gulf of Mexico. Taking a look at the Saharan dust forecast, we do see that 2 p.m. on Tuesday shows that majority of the Caribbean should be in the clear in terms of Saharan dust. Majority of the dust associated with the Sahara Desert is right there, as indicated by those brown colors across the main development region and Africa. Taking a look at the wave forecast for tomorrow, we do see where we have those purples that represent 2 meter wave heights or more, mainly across sections of the Atlantic, in the open waters of the Atlantic, the east coast of the United States, the northern portions of the northeastern Caribbean. Lots of purples as well across sections of the main development region, but it should be some low wave heights taking place all across the Caribbean. Anywhere from 0.5 to a meter wave height is what is expected. And we can see that on both the Euro and the GFS modes, and that's due to the fact that the winds are going to be weakest across the Caribbean, which is going to be inducing that heat. We see more in the way of strong winds across the waters. Right there, it makes sense considering that there's a cold front there. So the east coast of the United States into the Gulf of Mexico, not to mention the areas right there across the eastern Caribbean, especially with that southerly flow sucking into Tropical Storm Philippe. And we can see that on both the Euro and the GFS models. As relates to the rainfall forecast, we do see the consensus in the rainfall that's expected. Definitely gonna be getting in on some tremendous rainfall still to come across the eastern Caribbean. Definitely gonna be causing some flood concerns. So definite sections of Puerto Rico, the US and British Virgin Islands, Anguilla, Antigua and Barbuda, St. Bart's, sections of Guadeloupe still to get more rainfall, Dominica, Martinique, St. Lucia, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Barbados, sections of Grenada, Trinidad and Tobago definitely going to be getting in on some more rainfall. We do see some isolated rainfall making a comeback for sections of French Guyana, maybe Suriname and Guyana. Some rainfall as well for sections of Venezuela. More rainfall as usual for sections of Colombia, Panama, Costa Rica, sections of Nicaragua, Honduras, El Salvador, Guatemala, Belize, Mexico. Some rainfall in store for sections of the Cayman Islands as well. Cuba, the Turks and Caicos, Bahamas, and Florida as well. Even sections of Haiti and Dominican Republic should be getting in on some more rainfall on Tuesday. And we know that when we see both the Euro and the GFS model showing the same thing like this, the chances of it actually happening are much higher. Alright, so that's it for today. Thanks for watching.